This is a Stream Deck, and it's been a staple in the streaming community as a productivity workhorse, turning complicated tasks into a simple button press. So now let's see how you, a video editor, can use a Stream Deck to boost your productivity. Now, as you can see, I have a button on my Stream Deck with the DaVinci Resolve logo. Let's see what happens when I press it. Now, as you can see, it not only opened up DaVinci Resolve, but it also opened up the script to one of my favorite movies, Joker, and it also opened up a white noise YouTube video to help me relax while I'm editing. Now, this is a huge productivity boost because we all know every single day when we're starting to edit, we have to open up our editing software, maybe some documents, maybe some music in the background, Spotify, anything like that, and it normally takes a few minutes, sometimes even a little bit more. And we normally have to look through a bunch of folders to find that document, or having to be putting in certain links every day. It's annoying, so let me show you how to set this up. Now, I am going to assume that if you already have a Stream Deck, you already have the software installed, so I'm not going to go through the installation process with you today. But when you have set up the Stream Deck software, you'll have this exact page in front of you. So let's get started. So this is our blank canvas, and as you see, the squares correlate with the number of squares on our actual physical Stream Deck. So here on the right are different actions, different things we can add in. We can add in audio, we can add in folders, we can add in timers, anything like that. But we want to do a multiple action. So we're going to scroll to the top and we see multi-action here. We're going to simply drag it onto one of these squares. And as you can see, when I drag it onto the square and let go, it also shows up on our physical Stream Deck. Now we get brought to this page, and this is pretty much where we're going to add all the different actions to where when we press that one button, all of them will be executed. So the action to open up DaVinci Resolve is going to be called open, and it's going to have a little rocket next to it. So we're going to take that and just drag it into this box here. Now, if we go down to apps/files, we can press choose and then locate DaVinci Resolve. So here's DaVinci Resolve. We just click the software and open. And as you can see, now DaVinci Resolve is here. It says DaVinci Resolve. That means that the Open DaVinci Resolve action has now been loaded in. Now, let's do a website. As we can see here, also under system, we have something called website, and it has a little globe next to it. Again, just drag and drop it in. And here we can see our URL tab. This is where we're gonna put in our URL. We can put in anything. We can put in a YouTube link, a Google link, we can put in a link for our personal Slacks or anything like that, as long as it's a website URL. So we already have one loaded up, so I'm just gonna paste it, and this is just to a YouTube video. Now that action's good to go. Now we're just gonna add those two, but realistically, you can add as many as you want. You could have all the softwares on your computer open at the same time and a whole bunch of documents open too. The amount of documents, folders, websites you can open is virtually unlimited. So as you can see here, we do have our button, but our button does not have the DaVinci Resolve logo. So the awesome thing about the Stream Deck is they actually have customized icons built into the software that you can download. So let's download the one for the DaVinci Resolve. So there's a colorful button at the top here with a plus button, and that's where they have all their add-ons and icon covers. So let's click that button, just go down to icons, go to artistic, and we can see here DaVinci Resolve. Now I already have it installed, but you'll just click this install button and install it. And just to show you, they have multiple ones for After Effects, Final Cut, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, Photoshop, pretty much all the main softwares, but we're gonna use DaVinci Resolve for today. So we're just gonna exit out of this, and we're gonna go down to this main icon we see here. This is the icon that's gonna be selected. So if we select this one, there's nothing here. If we go back to here, it shows up with the details of this icon. So we're gonna click this downwards arrow, and we're gonna go to Open Stream Deck Icon Library. Click there, and as we see, we have three different ones installed. I have Elgato, DaVinci Resolve, and After Effects. I'm just gonna click the DaVinci Resolve one, and we're gonna look, keep your eye on the Stream Deck, the physical Stream Deck, because when we click this icon here for DaVinci Resolve, it switches to DaVinci Resolve. Now, the best part about this is that you don't just have to use the one that Stream Deck gives you. All you have to do is click this downward arrow again, click Set From File, and you can select any image that you want, PNG or JPEG, it doesn't matter. So now that we have everything set up with our image and our actions, again, all we have to do is click the button on our Stream Deck and it opens. And the link here that's opened up, it's just a blank screen because it's just white noise, but we also have DaVinci Resolve. Now let's move on to the next tip, which is hotkeys. Gone are the days of Control-Z, Control-Shift-Alt-Z, Control, Function button, 6, Alt-Z, because the Stream Deck can put it all into one button. Let me show you. So I've created a new Stream Deck profile for my editing software, DaVinci Resolve. And you can easily make a profile by clicking this downward arrow right here, and you'll see profiles, and you can just click new profile and it'll come up with a brand new blank profile. But I have mine selected here, which is DaVinci Resolve. So these are our hotkeys, and as you can see, they have pictures, they're easily labeled, and they're super simple to set up. Let me show you. We are going to be filling in this empty space here with a hotkey. So let's go down to System again, click Hotkey right here. It has the different squares and a plus sign. We're going to drag it into the square again. And there we go. Our hotkey is shown up, and our hotkey is also shown up on the Stream Deck. Now it's as simple as going down to where it says hotkey and clicking click to assign. We just click that, and then the next buttons that we press on our keyboard are going to be our hotkeys. So mine is Command B. So I'm gonna click Command B. Command B, and there we go, it shows up as a hotkey, and that's really it. Now again, since we've added the DaVinci Resolve icons, we're just gonna quickly go down to the arrow again, click Open Stream Deck, and I'm gonna use this blade icon here from DaVinci Resolve. Exit out. Now, as I open up DaVinci Resolve, I have a timeline open here, and with our hotkeys, it's simple as just clicking as if we're clicking the keyboard. So we assigned a razor one to this razor blade, so I simply click the button, and it makes the cut. Click the button, and it makes the cut. Click the button, and it makes the cut. Hey, I also have this backwards arrow for undo. We click that, it'll undo. And again, we have a play one, this button here. Press it, and it will play. And again, the options for this are endless. It doesn't just work in this software. Any single software that requires you to put in hotkeys, whether that's After Effects, Premiere Pro, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, you can map them all to the Stream Deck. Now let's move on to the final tip, and this one is pretty cool. Let's just say you've made a whole bunch of different hotkey profiles for different softwares. Now what the Stream Deck allows you to do is automatically switch between profiles depending on which application you're currently in. Let me show you. Now again, I've made this hotkey profile for DaVinci Resolve, but I've also made one for After Effects. Now I wanted to switch between both of those depending on which software I'm in. Let's do it. All we have to do is go up to settings in the top right corner here. We see our profiles on the left side. Now I'm gonna make sure my After Effects profile is selected. I'm gonna go to Applications and click the drop down. Now if the software that you wanna use isn't in this drop down, you can simply click the other button at the bottom. Then navigate to the software you want, which is After Effects for us. We're gonna click on the software, click Open. There we go, it's assigned, and we see After Effects here for confirmation. Now I'm also gonna do the same thing for DaVinci Resolve. I'm gonna click on DaVinci, I'm gonna go to Applications, None. DaVinci Resolve isn't in this list, so I'm gonna go to Other, click on DaVinci Resolve, the actual application software, and press Open. And now we see that the profiles are both connected to their softwares. Now, as you can see, when I open up After Effects, it will automatically switch to After Effects, but when I open up DaVinci Resolve, it will automatically switch to DaVinci Resolve. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, over and over and over again. This is by far the best feature that just wraps everything up and makes it perfect. And the best part about this is that you can do this for as many softwares as you want. Premiere, Illustrator, Photoshop, doesn't matter. It'll all work. Now, if this video got you itching to get a Stream Deck, you can simply click the link down in the description and it'll direct you to Amazon where you can purchase one for yourself. Peace.